Harris it says they rejects religious exemption for abortion, and I didn't quite get this when I first was reading it. But it says that I guess she was sitting down with a one-on-one with Daley Jackson before the election day, supposedly. Vice President Kamala Harris said on Tuesday night she would reject religious exemptions for abortion as president, effectively forcing healthcare providers to perform the medical procedure in violation to their moral conscience. And this goes more along the lines um, for our hospitals. You know, the hospitals that are um, Catholic and clinics that are Catholic. And she's basically saying, "Hey, check it out. Let's actually um, not have you not have you opt out of performing this heinous act." The Democratic President Nominee has been adamant about passing a bill that would codify Roe v. Wade, horrible law, despite the Supreme Court overturning the decision in 2022. In an interview with ABC News, Harris indicated she would refuse to compromise with Republican lawmakers on abortion legislation. "I don't think we should be making concessions when we're talking about fundamental freedoms to make decisions about your own body," Harris said when asked if she would consider religious exemption for abortion in the likelihood of a divided government. Uh, Jackson citing Senator Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, a Republican who joined the Democrats in backing the abortion bill, questioned the vice president on whether she would extend the olive branch to Republicans on the issue to an event they control Congress. "I'm not going to engage in hypotheticals because we would go on a variety of scenarios." Harris replied, "Let's just start with the fundamental fact that basic freedom has been taken from women in America, the freedom to make a decision about their own body, and that cannot be negotiated, which is why we need to put back in the protections of Roe v. Wade, and that's it."
Okay, so just to make clear, that was Harris's comment. I mean, you might have said that a little fast, Fletcher. So Harris replied. So when she was asked to clarify, are you saying that, she says it's too important not to, require everyone to have to do do deletions or terminations of unborn people, because it's such an important right of one's body? Well, I would point out to Vice President Harris that first and foremost, we have something called religious freedom in this country. The First Amendment guarantees someone the right to practice their faith. And that faith entitles them to opt out of doing something they find morally heinous. And we have a number of Catholic and other denominations of Christian hospitals that will rather cease existence than perform and act like that, because they cannot. It goes completely against their religion. And there are hospitals that will do them. So it's not that people can't get that done, but you can't expect a person whose hospital is devoted to a religious cause to do an action that is equated to one of the most heinous crimes that you can commit, to take the life of an innocent. So yeah, that's not going to happen. So what she's going to do is, what she's saying is, she's okay closing literally thousands of hospitals, and violating the consciences of many. And that's outrageous. And then she says, well, we can't get into hypotheticals. But you just kind of dropped a bomb there, and then, claim that you can't get into hypotheticals. I would also note that it is not the woman's body that's being dealt with at that point. I mean, certainly the woman's body is involved, but that is a separate individual. The science is clear. There's a separate DNA of the little unborn person, completely separate from mom and dad. It's its own person, and, has a separate beating heart. So I would think that, come up with a better argument than you have to do what you want with your own body. If you feel strongly about it, give a better argument. but still you don't have the right to go against someone else's conscience and make someone do an act that they don't agree with. What if, say for example, in the our elder brothers in the faith, they have certain rites in which they remove the foreskin. We're not going to go too graphic here. Um and and that's fine. That's been their religious practices for literally thousands of years. But what if there were another religion that said, no, that's not okay, that's mutilation, and I don't want to do that practice in my hospital? Would you say you must do it? Okay, you must, we require you? No, I mean, if someone wants that done, they can certainly go to a hospital that would do that kind of procedure, the circumcision. But we're not going to require someone who doesn't want to do it to do it. I mean, that's what it means to be in a free and pluralistic society, doesn't it?
What? The free society? What is that? What do you mean? Do you have things like, you have religious freedom? No, no, no. I'm gonna force you to. It's funny because they had just, I think it was Eminem, just in the he was just in Detroit, and he was talking about how, Trump government is gonna take away your freedoms and all that kind of stuff. And of course, who wants to take away your freedom?
This
I
lady.
don't
And
know.
now listen, Fletcher, you know very well, and I mean anyone who's been following us these several weeks since we've begun this channel, you know very well I have literally bent over backwards to be nice to this lady. Okay, I have tried my best to be as independent minded as I can be, because I am. And I try not to go one camp or the other. I want to look at what the person is saying and not prejudge them. But this woman has now lost me. Okay, saying something like this and then combining it with her telling someone at the rally she just had, last week, when they said Jesus is Lord, that you're at the wrong rally. Well, I got the message then, because let me tell you, I'm not going to be at the rally at which Jesus is not Lord. Okay, I don't know. Are you raising up the devil? Because Jesus is Lord. Okay, this is a Christian nation. Most of us are, who follow any kind of faith. And if you have a problem with someone saying that, okay, no one's saying you have to change your behavior, but you shouldn't be saying they got to leave your rally. You're at the wrong rally. So that lets me know, okay, I'm at the wrong rally then. And then you combine it with saying you don't have a right to practice your faith if you're a doctor or a nurse or some other kind of medical professional. That's extreme, and it's abhorrent.
It's funny because they're the ones who always do the ads where it's too extreme for the country. And I think this one is where she's the one that's like, Kamala Harris too extreme for the country. But people, thank you for watching, like, share, and subscribe.